Hi, my name is Gavin Richardson. I'm Head of Sales here at Mortgages for Business, and I'm with Richard Saunders, the Regional Sales Manager for Paragon. This is the first of a series of interviews that we'll be doing with our specialist lenders to give you an insight into what is important from your point of view and why the advantages are of us having good relationships with our lenders. So, Richard, could you tell us a little bit about Paragon, really?
We are part of Paragon Bank. We have been lending for 30 plus years. We are predominantly a buy-to-let lender, and we specialise in the specialist, complex and portfolio end of the buy-to-let market.
Okay. So obviously I've already alluded that we work closely with you, and from your point of view, what have you seen as the real advantages of working with Mortgages for Business and the brokers that we've got here?
Being in close contact with the brokers means that if you've got a case that is slightly outside the lines, doesn't quite tick the boxes as far as policy is concerned, we can discuss those and work on ways forward. There's no such thing as a straightforward mortgage these days, and being able to work on the positives of a case and discuss that with an underwriter and with myself can help you place a case that might otherwise fall outside of policy.
Absolutely, we've seen real advantage in being able to talk through a case before submission or even before decision in principle stage to make sure that A, the customer is aware of what's expected, and B, almost to preempt any issues or problems that might come up later down the line. Okay, so on that vein, what kind of customers really suit Paragon?
Very much your client base. So professional landlords, particularly those who are borrowing within a limited company, and particularly those with HMOs and complex properties like multi-unit blocks and the larger end of those scales, so anything up to 20 units as far as HMOs or multi-units are concerned.
Okay, so where most kind of cap out, so 8 or 10 rooms, you'll actually look at the larger scale
Indeed.
Property as well.
We've been doing it for a long time, so we're very comfortable with those sort of types of properties.
Okay, so you fit our client base, we've got good relationships with you, and we can talk through cases and make sure that the process from application through to completion is a nice easy transition. But what particular kind of unique criteria do you think that Paragon have got that really sets you apart from other lenders at the moment?
So I think one of the unique pieces of policy is our forward funding facility, which we brought in quite recently. It allows a client who has gone through the process with you once and taken a mortgage to offer to then apply for a facility to then purchase or remortgage properties in the future without having to go through the underwriting process again. So a portfolio underwrite, because of the changes that have come into the market, can be quite onerous, and so we try and save that time on the future applications by pre-agreeing a limit that clients can use to go and purchase a remortgage.
Okay, so once they've done one, got it to offer,
Yep.
there's an agreement in place for a certain facility,
Yes.
and all they need to do is provide the property valuation or get the valuation done on the new property.
Yeah, the lend is then only subject to a survey, a satisfactory survey, and a new credit score.
Fantastic. Okay, really useful. Anything else?
We've seen a lot of clients incorporating their portfolios, so taking their portfolios from personal name to limited company name recently.
Yep.
We have a process in place which allows a client to do that mid-product with us. So if they want to incorporate in a year's time, but remortgage now, they can do so, take a product, they can take that new product now, and then without having to pay early repayment charges, pay the mortgage off, or break the contract in any way, we can change the name on that mortgage to a limited company. Obviously, they need to get the right tax advice
Absolutely,
to do that, but we can facilitate that with a small fee per case that we do and the legal costs.
Okay, fantastic. And then finally, just talk to me a little bit about your surveying side of the business, because it's slightly different again to most of our other lenders that we use.
It is. Our surveyors are employed directly by Paragon, and each of them has their own patch around the country. The main advantage of that is it allows us to check a property out with them pre-application. So before you go through the whole process of instructing a survey, we can get their thoughts on it and see whether it's acceptable. Maybe it's an odd construction type, maybe it's an odd location, maybe it's above or near commercial.
Right.
Those sort of things we can check out to see whether we're comfortable with it before you do an application with us.
So potentially saves client quite a bit of money, saves quite a bit of time,
Indeed.
and actually, a no sometimes is a lot quicker than getting it to underwrite, getting it to a valuation, and those fees and costs and time.
Yeah. Sometimes a quick no is the best thing I can give you.
Absolutely. Okay, so obviously you're well placed to help our client base. So the market's evolving and changing all the time. Paragon must be too. So what's new? What's coming soon?
We've seen a large increase in properties coming to us that are not quite in the right condition for us to let them, or for the client to let them at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
They need a bit of work, maybe they need a new kitchen, they need a new bathroom. I think it's a product of landlords looking to make a capital gain, whereas through that method, whereas a few years ago they would have just been able to let the property increase in value naturally. In order to accommodate those, we are working on some products to allow clients to purchase properties that are not quite fit for letting at the moment.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you, Richard.
Space.
Brilliant. Sounds really exciting. So obviously you can see that our relationship with Paragon does pay dividends for our clients in both the access to Richard, access to Paragon's underwriters to be able to talk through cases before we submit, before we get to valuation, and make sure that we are getting the right type of deal across the line for you as our client base. So if you've got any questions or inquiries about your existing portfolio or potential new purchases, please do get in touch with us on our direct line, which is 0345 345 6788. Thank you, Richard.
Thank you.